Hi everybody, Audra here, also known as Twisted Chalker, and I am your independent creator with Magnolia Design Company. And tonight I am working on project number 2 for the Thou Shall Not Try Me Mom 24/7 stencil, which is this one. Thou Shall Not Try Me Mom 24/7. And project number 2 tonight is going to be on a cutting board. Right, yeah, on this cutting board. I picked this cutting board up at, it was either a thrift store or an antique mall. Probably got it for $1. And so I want to decorate it, make it nice and pretty for a potential Mother's Day gift for kitchen decor. And I'm going to use mine that I've been using, as you can see. It's a little stain from last night's project. I did black ink on, brown ink, excuse me, cocoa bean ink on the pillow. Let me go grab one real quick. So this was project number 1, this little decorative pillow. I think this would be really cute on maybe on a little entry table, or even on a chair, or sitting on the bed after the pillows are put on. It's got this little flower. Everything was done with fabric glue, so I didn't do any sewing this time around, but it could be sewn. It would probably be, it would be awesome if it was sewn too, but there you go. So, I'll set that right there. Tonight's going to be a cutting board, but before I get started, I did it again, but I have to stop because I'm going to be using the stencils I have now to do these projects every week. But this, I did get this. This is an awesome stencil, and I can't wait to use that one. And then I got Easter bunny cutouts. So there are those 3 patterns. And Easter spring words. I don't even know. This one here says chick. But here are all the rest of the words on this sheet. This is the spring words 12 by 18. And if you want to check these out, I'll put the website, I'll put the link to the website so you can check these out as soon as I'm done here on the live. So, set those aside. And they do have a new surface that I wanted to check out in person rather than just on the picture. In the picture it was very cute. And then I came in today. I was so happy when I got home and there was a box on the table. They're these little hanging magnetic boards. Love the frame. Look how pretty they are. And the back comes out, so you can, you could actually take it out, stencil on both sides, and then, turn it over or whatever you want to do. And it came with this, so it can be hung up. There's 2 in a pack. So this will be some for a couple of the different stencils I'll do on here. So those are great. Little oh my goodness, I am not able to speak tonight. They're hanging 11 by 5 chalkboard on the site, and I'll put the link so you can go in there and check it out for yourself if you like. But now we're going to go ahead and get started with this. So I am going to lower you down to the table so you can see what I'm doing down here on the table. Oh, and also I had somebody ask me to show how I learned how to make these flowers. So I'm gonna do this one because it's so little, and I'll be able to put these to use. So this too, I haven't decided what to do with that yet. But anyway, so I'll go ahead and do that tonight as well. Surely it won't take too long because this should be a quick project. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna lower you down now. All right. There we go. All right. So here's the cutting board. It's ready for use. Yeah, that's the side I want to do. Do I want to do the dark side? Yeah, I'll do the dark side. First, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little coat of wax. So I use a lint-free rag that I pick up at Walmart. And this is just this bag right here in the auto department. And I'm going to just put a little wax on the top, on the surface. It'll help with, it's a wood, you know, it's a porous surface, and this wax will help protect the stencil as well as keep it from bleeding so much, you know. It'll just come out nice and crisp and clear with a little bit of wax on it. So we don't need to do a whole lot. Just give it a good coat. I don't know what I'm doing up here. I'm not stenciling up here. I guess just for consistency to get the whole thing. But anyway, all right. I'm just using this Minwax natural color. I'm going to dry it a little bit with the blow dryer, so it's going to get loud for just a second. Well, I say that, it's not plugged in. Plug it in. All right, now I'm going to blow dry it just a second. It's a nice smooth surface ready for use. The first thing I want to do, I plan to use this as the main ribbon to decorate with across the top. So what I want to do first is do a little strip down here. Well, I was going to paint it. Yeah, I'm going to paint it. I don't think ribbon on the bottom would look as nice as if it was painted instead. So I want to decide where this is going to be, right about there. So I'm going to say I want the paint to be right about here. All right. That's about right. Okay. But it's crooked. It looks like it's crooked. Let me measure it. One and 3/4. 1 3/4. It's not crooked. All right. So first I'm going to take white. I'm just going to use this white Waverly chalk paste. And I have my my sponge that I recently used, and it's still in good shape, so I'm going to use it for this project. I'm a little frugal, and so I use these until they just don't work well anymore, and then I pull the sponge tip off and throw the sponge tip in the trash and keep this, because it makes a nice little dowel for projects. So, I'm just going to paint this. Being a little careful because I don't want to get it on the side. I just want it on the top. So today is March 1st. Can you believe February is already over? I am still celebrating my birthday since I didn't really get a birthday this year. So it's still kind of my birthday. 2 days in a row. All right. I think only one coat is going to be enough. So I'll put this back in the bag so I can use it for my next, find my paint white. Oops. Now I'm just going to, oh, I see a little spot down there that I want to touch up a little bit. Maybe I'll hold on to this until I'm done. So I'm going to dry this really quick with the dryer. So it's going to get loud for a second if you want to turn down your volume just for a minute. Alright, it is dry. So, I got it on the edge. I didn't really want to. I may have to go ahead and just paint the edge. Alright, so that's there. Should I paint the edge? I think I will. But if I paint it, I think I'll put the black down there. I'll touch it up with black once I'm done. Because what I'm planning to do now, since this is dry, I said I was going to do 5 projects with 1 stencil every week. And sometimes that may include involving other stencils, and sometimes it may mean just using part of the stencil. And so tonight I'm going to involve a second stencil, which is one of my favorites. As you can see, it's very well used. This is the mini buffalo plaid. And I'm going to put it down here on this white area, so that it'll be a little bit of a buffalo plaid here, and then we'll have the wording, and then we'll have our ribbon and bow up here. And I've got a whole bunch of different ribbon over here to choose from to make. I kind of want to do like a messy bow or something. So, and this is really old and about to lose all of its stick. So I'm not worried about fuzzing it, although I want to wax over this white really quick. You know, I think I'll seal it first. Let me seal it, and then I'll wax over it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I stuck it out my sliding glass door, and I just sprayed a coat of this on there. Now I'm going to dry it again. Okay, now I believe it'll be okay to go ahead and do this. And do it about right there. All right. So, just doing a little bit of buffalo plaid at the bottom of the board. Go ahead and close this up, move it out of the way. Okay, so this is the coal black chalk paste, and anytime you use it, you're going to want to stir it up and make sure. See, it gets, when I scrape the excess and put it back in, it tends to sit on the side of the jar, and then it tends to get a little dry. So all you got to do is just kind of scrape it down and mix it in. And if it's too thick, You can always add a little bit of distilled water to it. I have a spray bottle. Magnolia Design Company has a spritzer, but I haven't picked one up. I haven't ordered one yet because I've been so busy ordering stencils. So I have this little bottle here. It's got distilled water in it. You do not want to use tap water because with tap water you can develop mold. Hey, I didn't say when you join me, if you're joining me in the live, if you're joining me in the replay, either way, drop a little comment in there. Say hello, whatever you want to say. Just let me know you're here. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so I'm mixing it up, and it's nice and silky, and it's almost at the right consistency. You want it to be like cake batter or yogurt kind of a consistency. There we go. Now I forgot to tell you too, when I was getting this plaid one ready to use, when you have your stencils, the first time you use them, you want to write on the back of your backing. So you put plaid back. That way when you put it back on here, you're sure to put it on the right side. I mean, you can tell that's the side you want. It's the really shiny side. This one is shiny, but not as much as this side. But as you can see, it would be really easy to mistakenly put it on the wrong side. I've done it, and I ruined my stencil trying to get it off. So you want to be very careful about that. So I need to put this back on. I'm just going to scoop some chalk paste out and just smear it on the screen. Basically all I'm doing is pushing the chalk paste through the screened part, the mesh part. Holding the squeegee down at an angle. I'm having to hold the stencil in place because it is so used that it is not as sticky as it used to be. But it still works. It still does the job. So I figure I'll just keep using it as long as it keeps working. There we go. So now I don't see any more white. It's all covered with the black. And at this point, I'm going to scrape off the excess and just put it back in the container. All right. I might have to get a different one for the second round. And just pull this off. Oh, look at that. It turned out great for an old stencil that's losing its stick. Okay, I'm just putting it in water now. It's going to soak in that water until I'm done and I can wash it. Okay, so I'm going to run the blow dryer over it again. Oh, I just put chalk paste on the back of this. There we go. I'm sure it'll probably end up being covered up with the ribbon. There's just a little bit left. This wood is very porous, and so it just kind of soaked right in there. But it'll be okay. Okay, so now I'm going to run the blow dryer over this for just a second before I peel this tape off. is dry. All right, now, careful. I'm going to go slow. And it is perfect. Yay! I love it. Nothing like peeling off the painter's tape and having it just the way you want it. So there's the beginning of that. It's completely dry. After I'm finished stenciling it, I'm going to go ahead and spray it one more time with this. And then we'll do the ribbon. So now I'm going to put this right about there. Maybe a little bit lower, like right about there, to leave room for you know what? I don't want to risk pulling this up with that. So I definitely need to fuzz it. Even though I've used it, I definitely need to fuzz it because it's on wood. It's not being used on fabric. And then I'm thinking I want to spray some sealer over that really quick again before I put the stencil on it. So I'm going to go do that real quick like. I'll be right back. All right, dry it. Okay, now I'll fuzz this a little bit more. Now I know these words are showing up backwards for you, and I promise you I'm researching, trying to figure out how to get that remedied with my phone and my Android. In the meantime, I'm gathering what I need in order to get my laptop set up, my new laptop. And once I get that set up, I plan to go to that and see if that camera works better. All right, so now I want to set this. I can see through, I don't know if you can see that, through the 2 and the 4, I can see the buffalo plaid. Can you see it? So I'm going to screw that up just a little bit so that I'm not on the buffalo plaid with the wording and the numbers. That's about right. I need to make sure it's straight. It looked like it was sitting crooked. And I want it to be centered. So we've got just under 3/4 inches. Just under 3/4 inches. Yay! I'm on a roll with the centering. So now, instead of pushing all the way down there, I'm just going to start with the 2 and the 7 and the 4 and work my way up. Make sure I get all the air bubbles out. I don't want to press this onto the chalk paste that's already there and at risk of pulling it up. Even though I've sealed it, fuzzed this, and everything else, I just want to be sure. So I'm going to work from the bottom up. And I'm doing the same color with the coal black chalk paste. And you can see the screened area where the board's showing through. All I'm doing is pushing the chalk paste through the screening. Essentially, it's a silk screening, a homemade version, or not a homemade, but you know, silk screening at home. You can silk screen your own shirts with these. Okay. I know Easter hasn't even come. St. Patrick's Day hasn't even come. You may not even be thinking Mother's Day at this point. But I have a fair, a craft fair coming up in April, shortly before Mother's Day. So that's why I decided to start with that theme. Okay, so everything's all covered up, as you can see. You cannot see the cutting board through it at all. So now I'm just going to scrape off the excess. Being careful not to go past the end of the stencil, because I don't want to get this on the cutting board, especially since I've already learned that it's not that easy to get it off of here if I get it where I don't want it. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so I'm going to put this in water really quick. I've got the water tub over on the kitchen counter because I'm clumsy sometimes, and I'm feeling clumsy this evening. So there it is there. I'm going to turn the blow dryer on now if you want to turn your heat down, or your volume. Turn your volume down for just a minute. Okay, so you can use a heating tool as well as a blow dryer. I have this. But when you wax your surface, you have to be careful not to heat it up too much, because it'll just melt the wax and have it bubbling up, and that'll ruin your design. So when I do waxing like this, I don't tend to use this because I don't want to make the mistake of messing it up. So I just use the blow dryer. I thought I saw a spot. I see a teeny tiny little spot there that I want to fix. So it's just I don't know. Oops. Well, better. See this? I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. A tiny little spot that didn't come out right. So I'm going to use my painter the Squeegees. They come in a pack of 5. Here are the 5 Squeegees, and we have this round one. Where am I? There we go. The round one like that. This one, it looks like a flathead screwdriver. And this one that has the little point. And this one that looks like that. And then we have this fine tip one. And I get the most use out of this one, because when I see tiny little spots like that, it drives me nuts. And putting this in my booth at the fair, so I want it to be perfect. Okay, there. Tell you what, I'm an empty nester now, but if I had seen this when I was raising my kids, I would have loved to have this in my kitchen. It's just so cute. All right. Now, I'm going to spray it again one more time. Be right back. So I went ahead and sprayed from top to bottom. Top to bottom. I'm going to dry it real quick again. Now, the finishing touch. I better put the chalk paste away because I will get it on everything. Yeah, I'm loving this. So, I want to I'm a little cheap and I don't cut it until I know exactly how much I want to use. So I will measure it first and then cut it off. Okay. And sometimes I'll go a couple extra rows there. So that way there's not a whole lot of waste happening. Now, I typically like to just tie it like that. I may just tie it like this and then make a little messy bow to put on top of it. And I pulled out all these different, but I kind of like that. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Maybe a little bit of plain black. You think that's a little too much? Too busy? Definitely not. I don't think gray really fits into there now at this point. Too many polka dots. Alright, so I think I want a little bit of this. I'm going to go so I'm doing a couple of these. Couple of these. I have a bigger black. And two. And a little white mixed in with that. Okay. Grab a little 96,000. Oh, I just had a thought too. I can put no. do it though. I thought I was prepared. I said a lot of stuff. Oh, there it is. Okay. Maybe a little bit of this in there. I think that would be pretty. Okay. Done with the tape. How about a little bit of white lace too? I ordered this from Amazon. I liked it because it had all different, a bunch of different styles of the white lace. So that's a wider one. I think I'll use that one. Let's see. Yeah, I like that one. That one's going to be the one. Whoop. It just went rolling into the kitchen. Okay. Yeah, because it's about the same width as the other ribbon. I think it'll be pretty with it. Okay. So now I'm just going to figure out how I want to do this. I don't know, maybe I need a smaller lace for this. This though, let's see. Okay, put that, this, and this. Let's see if I can just tie it on with that. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll try. Oh, I forgot. After hunting it down, let's add a little bit of this to it. I'll do a couple pieces. This in there. I'll cut it down a little bit. Put that one that way. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and glue it too. This piece off. And that's it. What do you think? I think it's just as cute as can be. I would love to display this in my kitchen, but I'm going to put it in the booth. This would be an awesome Mother's Day present. If my kids brought this home for me, for my Mother's Day present, it would make me very happy. All right, that's it for the project number 2. Thou Shalt Not Try Me, Mom 24/7. I did say I would do a flower for my friend Sandra. Show her how to do it. And I just learned from Heidi. I just learned from Heidi, and so you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm doing is the way Heidi was teaching it was with this right here. This is the burlap ribbon. It's like about 5.5, 6 inches wide. And the flowers come out like this. So easy to do too. It just blows my mind, the stuff that she was showing, and that was one of them. And I thought I was going to use it for a project, and I couldn't. It was too big, and so I pulled out this, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I could do it with this. And so I tried. I'm going to cut this down about, I'm just going to do about 8 inches. Right about here. Okay, so cut this like that, and I'm going to turn it into this. So the way she showed was you pull the strings out. And I cheated when I did it with this. I used this because my fingers aren't as strong as they used to be. But you kind of start in the middle. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. That's better. Now it's visible. So I grabbed a hold of it, and I'm just holding this down, and I'm just pulling it out. See? And you just keep doing that until all the strings are pulled out. It works if you can do it with your fingers, if your fingers are strong enough. Mine are now 53 years old. And I type on the computer all day long, and I've been doing that for about 30-some years. So they're on strike. And they only work when they feel like working. As you can see, it doesn't take long, though, to pull them all out. Come on. Oh, I was trying to pull 2 at once. That's why it was so hard. Okay. If you pull 1 at a time, it's a lot easier. Not 2 at once. This one right here is being stubborn. There we go. Oh, I'm doing 2 at a time again. 1, 2. And the last one. Okay. So as you can see, I pulled it all out except for the edges where the wiring is. And now the next step is to take your glue. Oh my goodness, it's not plugged in. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll heat it up. So while that's warming up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this together like this. I'm going to take the 2 seams and glue them together all the way down to the end. So as soon as the glue gun is warm enough, I'll do that. But I want to show you too, one of the things that she was telling us as she was teaching it was you don't have to throw these away. These are the ones that came out of the one I made with this. And they can be used to make things like tassels or, you know, whatever ideas you can come up with. Now these are a little more brittle and they're shorter. So I don't know if you can do anything with them this short. I haven't tried. But, so I saved this for a project. Let's see. All right. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. So I'm just putting a little glue. Maybe it's not cold, hot enough yet. There we go. There we go. I personally like to start with a small spot to get started. So I'm just pinching it together like that. Not pulling those apart. Whoopsie. Okay. It seems like I have beginner's luck. The first time I do something, I do really great. And then when I try it again, I have little boo-boos. But eventually it works out. So, just pinching that together. Just like that. I'm being awfully brave doing this in my hand. So just keep pinching it until I know it's stuck together. Just like that. These are so easy. I am wishing I knew how to make these a long time ago, because I've spent so much time online shopping and hunting for flowers and looking in stores for flowers and not wanting to pay a crazy amount of money for flowers. And I came across Heidi's little tutorial for making these, and I was just excited because it was quite easy to do. I'm just going to cut off that little edge right there. Okay, now they're stuck together all the way across, just like that. And you've got these little loops on the end. And now I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here on the seam, right there on the seam. And I'm going to roll it. Just going to fold it like that and just keep going. Oh, don't stab yourself with the wire. Be very careful. And just put a little bit of glue and then roll it. Hold it in place till it's stuck. Now, I haven't perfected the art of doing this without all that globby, goopy stuff sticking out. I have to learn how to do that. But I just keep adding it along the seam and just keep rolling it. I've pretty much decided, I've been watching a lot of Heidi's videos. I want to be like Heidi when I grow up and have all the talent that she's got. So, I'm working on it. Now, I will most likely be making one or two of these bigger ones for one of my projects this week, for the Thou Shalt Not Try Me projects. Now I've just pushed it down because it was kind of getting crooked. And I want it to be as flat as possible here on the bottom. I'm making a huge mess, but that's okay. All right, so it's glued. I'm going to put a little bit more glue right there. When you attach it to something, it won't show. All this won't show anyway, but I don't know. It could probably be a little bit cleaner, but practice makes perfect, right? So now you have this little bunch right here like this, right? And all you got to do is just kind of start pulling it apart. Carefully search for the center of it and just pull it apart like this. Lay the petals out however you think they best lay. Like this one right here needs to go that way. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a button and glue it in the center. I'm pushing it down as hard as I can. Like that. I'm just kind of pinching it while the glue is drying. And that's it. We have a flower. And one of the other things that she showed was that they could be snipped, and you could cut off the curls if you wanted, but I haven't done that yet. This is only my second little one. So I've only done these two. And then this is my two little bitty ones. So yeah, that's it for tonight. So we are done with Thou Shalt Not Try Me project number 2 and Thou Shalt Not Try Me project number 1. Tomorrow we will do Thou Shalt Not Try Me project. No, I'm sorry, it won't be tomorrow because I have a Zoom meeting. So it will be Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. I will do project number 3. And I do hope to see you there. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. Come on.